Her laughter. It's a sound that will forever linger in my memory. Once, it was a melody that made my heart race, a gentle and harmonious tune that filled my younger days with joy. But tonight, as she walked through the front door after her business trip, it was different. Sharp, reckless, and unsettling. "Hello, sweetheart." Sarah greeted me in a breezy, almost detached tone, as if her mind was somewhere far from the professional conference she claimed to attend. Her laughter still echoed in the hallway as she kicked off her heels and carelessly tossed her purse onto the chair by the door. Then she saw it. Her laughter stopped abruptly, like someone had pressed pause on a chaotic soundtrack. Her gaze landed on the dining table, where a framed photo rested. Her smile faltered, and the color drained from her face. For a moment, she stood motionless, staring at the picture of us on our wedding day. In the photo, she wore her stunning lace gown, and I was dressed in a crisp navy suit. We looked radiant, like two people who had found the jackpot in life. But now the image bore a stark addition. Bold red letters scrolled across the glass that read, "I know." Her wide, fearful eyes turned to me. "What is this?" she whispered, her voice trembling. I stood leaning casually against the kitchen counter, arms crossed. My expression was calm, but my words were loaded with the weight of betrayal. "Sarah," I said coldly, "why don't you tell me?" Her lips parted, but no sound came. She was desperately trying to assess the damage, how much I knew what I had uncovered, and how I had pieced it together. Finally, she stammered, "Jack, I don't know what you're talking about." The confidence she had always carried crumbled before my eyes. I let out a bitter laugh, one so unfamiliar it startled even me. "Please, spare me the insult to my intelligence," I snapped. "For months you've been spinning lies, business trips, late nights at the office, and this sudden passion for the gym. Do you think I'm blind?" I pointed toward the photo, but before she could respond, I reached for my phone. A string of images lit up the screen, each one a dagger to her fabricated story. Picture after picture showed her with her so-called business partner, Mark, holding hands at a seaside resort, sharing a kiss under a cabana, laughing over cocktails at a dimly lit bar. "I can explain, Jack," she blurted out, her voice cracking. My temper flared. "Oh, can you? Maybe you can explain how you've been sneaking around with Mark, while I've been working overtime to fund your luxury yoga retreats and spa days." My voice rose with each word until I was shouting. "You lied, Sarah, again and again. Tell me, are you sorry because you got caught? Or do you actually feel any remorse?" She took a hesitant step toward me, her hands outstretched as if an embrace might somehow fix the wreckage. "Jack, please," she pleaded, her tone desperate. "It's not what it looks like. Let me explain." I raised my hand, stopping her in her tracks. "Don't. Just don't." My voice was quieter now, but no less cutting. "For the past 2 months, I've been gathering everything, every piece of evidence. Do you want to know why?" I asked, my voice firm as I watched her trembling lips. She didn't reply, she couldn't. "I needed to be absolutely sure," I continued, my tone icy. "I didn't want to believe I was losing my grip on reality. But now that I have every piece of proof, I've made some decisions." Though tears streamed down her face, I felt no pity, not after what she had done. Calmly, I began, "I've already started the divorce process. My attorney has the papers ready. You'll get them tomorrow." Her face crumpled even further, her despair deepening as she likely recalled the ironclad prenuptial agreement she had signed. It was specifically designed to protect my family's company in the event of any upheaval. She would leave with only what she had contributed to our life together, minimal at best. "You don't have to do this, Jack," she whispered, her voice barely audible. I ignored her plea and continued, "Secondly, I've already spoken with Mark's wife." Her face twisted in shock, her mouth opening and closing as though she wanted to speak but couldn't find the words. "She was quite understanding, actually," I added with a bitter smile. "She even provided me with some of her own photos. Did you really think no one would notice you sneaking around?" Her sobs grew louder, but I pressed on. Oh no, we're not done. I pulled a folder from the drawer and placed it firmly on the table. Here's everything: texts, photos, receipts. All the evidence I've gathered. I slid it across to her. If you even think about challenging me on this divorce, I'll ensure this goes straight to your company's HR department. Let's see how they feel about two senior managers using company time and resources for an affair. She collapsed into a chair, burying her face in her hands. I made a mistake, Jack, she choked out between sobs. Please, I love you. A hollow laugh escaped me, devoid of warmth. Love, I repeated. You call this love? No, Sarah, you don't love me. You love the life I built for you, the security, the comfort. But respect, you had none. You destroyed everything we had. For what? A fleeting thrill. Her sobs grew heavier, but I felt nothing. Not anger, not sadness, not even hate. Just a strange sense of relief, like a weight I hadn't known I was carrying had finally lifted. I grabbed my keys and moved toward the door. I'll be staying at a hotel for the next few days, I said. By the end of the week, movers will come to pack your things. You're leaving this house. Her tear-streaked face lifted to mine, a mask of despair. Please, Jack, she begged. We can fix this. Maybe we can try. I shook my head firmly. Some things, Sarah, can't be repaired. Resting my hand on the doorknob, I paused and added, Oh, and I canceled the credit card you used for that new purse you bought during your so-called business trip. Good luck explaining that. Without another word, I opened the door and walked out, her cries trailing after me as I drove away. A whirlwind of emotions churned inside me. Anger, betrayal, heartbreak. But beneath it all was something unexpected. Freedom. After years of building a life with someone who didn't value me, I finally had the chance to start over. The next morning, a text from Mark's wife greeted me at the hotel. Thank you for telling me. I'm leaving him too. We deserve better. She was right. We did. As I looked out the window at the sunrise, I realized the end of my marriage wasn't the end of my life. It was a new beginning, a fresh chapter. For the first time in months, I felt a glimmer of hope.